What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Obviously I normally do not look like this when I start my videos, so deepest apologies. I was about to do my makeup to film a video for y'all, and then I was like, why don't I just film myself doing my makeup? Actually kind of started enjoying it while doing the YouTube videos. I don't use any expensive products. Most of the stuff I use is e.l.f. and Wet n Wild and stuff like that. I will be showing y'all, but it's not a tutorial by any means. So yeah. The foundation that I've been using, again, super cheap, is the LA Colors. As you can see, I have really bad rosacea, which is the redness on my cheeks. And that used to be such a big insecurity of mine. I didn't leave the house without putting on foundation for years and years and years and years. Like, I'd be late to anything if I didn't have time to put on foundation over my red cheeks. And that's one of the things that see, that ain't right. But that's one of the things that I've overcome, which I'm very proud of, because now I barely ever wear makeup. Having rosacea is actually a sign, well, not necessarily rosacea, but like having eczema, which is pretty much what it is a sign of having really bad allergy. I'm allergic to pretty much everything because of my disorder. I just don't care about having a red face anymore. I'm gonna tell y'all some funny that happened. So I smoke weed. Hi. Helps with my pain, whatever. Bad anxiety, depression, all that. For some reason, I have to be so careful about what I smoke because I just tweak the hell out and I don't know why. Well, let me just tell y'all a story. When I was younger, the first time I ever tweaked, what I call, I was at my friend's house and we were actually babysitting a young kid. Not good. And her boyfriend, I remember, was a drug dealer. So he sold weed and he always had good stuff. And I had smoked with her before and everything was fine. Well, the kid was playing in the backyard and we were smoking a blunt. And within a couple minutes I was realizing this is not good. I was going in and out of knowing where I was, what was happening, not just being high, I was in oblivion. And she's acting completely normal, but I guess I started, well, obviously, acting weird. So she started asking me, are you good? Are you good? Well, this was at the point where I tried very hard to, be cool and to, fit in and stuff like that. So I wasn't gonna let this bitch know that I was tweaking. So we go inside, she gets the child. And I'm like, I'm gonna die. Which is a frequent thing with me. For somebody who doesn't care about death, I think I'm in the end times very often. Anxiety. So I'm like, so I ended up telling her, I'm not feeling good. I think I need to go lay down. And she's like, yeah, that's no problem. I put a lot of blush on, by the way. She's like, yeah, that's no problem. You can just lay in my bed and I'll go upstairs and get the kid situated. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I go lay in her bed, and of course it was a signature. I lay down, and as I'm laying, I felt like I was just continually falling, which was making me nauseous. And I was like, okay, I've never been nauseous from smoking. And I know I'm not about to throw up in this girl's bed. I was sweating really bad. I just knew I was gonna wake up in a hospital bed, half dead. And so, after a couple minutes of laying there, I was like, I'm really about to throw up. So I go in the bathroom. Mind you, this is like a really, really nice house. So I go in there. Before I could even get a grip on what was happening, I projectile throw up like literal green slime everywhere. In the sink, on the floor, it got all the way to the shower, in the toilet, everywhere. The second I threw it up, I was completely sober. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm not lying. So then I'm like, I gotta clean up. I had just barfed all over her bathroom. The only thing I knew to do was grab the fancy towel hanging in the bathroom and start cleaning everything up. So I start wiping up all this green slime. Sorry. All I do for my brows, bro, I thought I'm tripping.
Sorry, I thought something was about to attack me.
All I do for my brows is give a little point, go down, give it a little end, not that far, go at the bottom, go over here, and then the rest I fix with the brow gel. Anyway, I hear her coming down the stairs, so I grab the towel, I start cleaning up this slime, and all I could think to do with it was shove it behind the toilet because there was nowhere else for me to put it. And she came downstairs as I was coming out the bathroom, acted like nothing happened. We ended up going back outside, hanging out or whatever. When we come back inside, she was like, "What is that horrible smell?" And I was like, "It do kind of stink." And completely acted like I had no idea where the smell was coming from. So she starts walking around the basement. I'm walking around like, "It's over here," like knowing well it's coming from the bathroom that I just threw up in everywhere. And she went into the bathroom, freaked out, got so mad, screaming like for her boyfriend. So again, I was a horrible person, and I was like, what did he do in here? And then I got the hell out of there. I say all that to say, I've tweaked before, but it hasn't happened like that probably since then. I just went through a little situation where I thought I had COVID again, but this time it's because I was exposed, blah blah blah. And I just had a really crappy day, some cheap shit. So when I got back home, I was like, you know what? I have some RSO. RSO is the stuff that you make edibles out of. I'm just gonna take some RSO. I'm gonna get super high, and I'm gonna go to bed. First, I normally use for lashes these. Get them from the dollar store, super cheap, but they actually look really good. Like, I like how wispy they are. But I got this to try out. It's the Falscara. Step 1, bonding time. Brush a light coat of Bond on natural lashes. A little goes a long way. Bond. My natural lashes suck. They go straight to, is this black? Alright, we're bonded. Wisp under up a wisp from the middle outer, what? From the middle outer end, middle outer. Does that make sense to y'all? Bruh. Wait, why did that work? Am I dumb? Do y'all know what a middle outer is? How do I still look ugly? Oh, I was telling y'all a story, wasn't I? Anyway, so I took the RSO, which takes like an hour. Slowly started to pass the level of high that I'm comfortable with and tread into scary territory. So my body started shaking really bad, and then I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep. I'm just gonna go to sleep really fast and it'll be fine. So I was tossing and turning, had all my lights off to try to forget I exist, and I was just trying to fall asleep. Then I got into, I think I need my mom territory. I found out later how I received help. Apparently I called my mom, because at this point I'm just not even self-aware that I exist. And was like, I need you to come help me. I think I'm dying. This is the end times. So that's the last bit of consciousness I remember. Before my mom being in my room, I start having an anxiety attack on top of being blazed. Way too blazed. I start full body shaking, like convulsing. Mom's like, nobody's ever died from weed. I thought I was gonna die from weed, y'all. I thought I was gonna be the first. And at some point I just started screaming, I'm dying. Help me. And I slightly remember my mom's face while I'm screaming, I'm dying. So she gets my dad. I didn't want her to get my dad. I started screaming, get me an ambulance. Now I'm able to look at it and say, thank God they didn't call an ambulance. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I woke up in a hospital, I'd be pissed. But in the moment, the fact that my parents were looking me in my face and not saving me from death was so baffling to me. I kept looking around my room being like, okay, we're good. Like, that's my TV. That's my mom, that's my dad. Okay, we're good, we're good. And I would have like 2 seconds of like flicking into reality, but then I would just completely forget what life is, where I'm at. The second she lays me back, I just go, bleh, and literally projectile throw up. All of a sudden, I realized I was pissing. So I started pissing myself while throwing up, while screaming I'm dying, while my parents are just watching me as I'm screaming I'm dying. The last thing I remember is my mom sitting over me reading Hunger Games as if that was a normal thing to calm me down. I've never heard my mom read in my life. And I woke up and it was the next day. Alright guys, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm about to record another piercing video for you guys, and then I think a Q&A.